to just say something.
You're.
What'd you say? Europe. Okay, let's pre-corporate Otis. So before we had this Otis, which is corporate Otis. That's just one type of Otis that we have. We also have Otis, like the Kanye and Jay-Z song, and then we have Otis, the elevator company.
Oh, you're not stopping.
But we're gonna talk about pre-corporate. Anyways,
ladies and gentlemen,
tell us a little bit about how you grew up, and we'll start there.
When you're saying like how I grew up, where you want me to start?
Like you were just born.
Just born. Jesus Christ. Wow.
No. Tell us a little bit like high school, starting off at high school, and where'd you go to college and all that stuff.
Okay. I think my story is hilarious because my counselor, pretty much had to sit down with my mom and was like, hey, nah,
he's not college material. He's not gonna make it.
I had a 3.0 at the time, bro.
That's good,
right? And I'm saying, like, what the fuck are you talking about? But it wasn't my 3.0. It was my SAT stats.
Oh.
I can't. Like I'm not a bad test taker. I just get bored after a while. I was like, all right, I got this. Because you work like SAT, what is that, like 2 hours?
Yeah. It's like,
bro, so the first portion, in it, I think the first portion they made it like writing. I got that. I love writing. I got essay.
He's a poet.
In here. Right? And then it just keeps going. And now my mind is everywhere. I'm thinking about what I'm doing later. I'm thinking about soccer practice. Like, all right, get me up out of here. So I think I scored like a 1200 or some shit like that on my SATs.
I don't even know if that's good or bad.
Yeah, I don't remember. But on my ACT, I think I got like a 22, right? And he was like, yeah, these scores are like average. He's not ever going to college. Okay. Like, all right, bro. Like, word. So after high school, I applied to FAM. I got into FAM. During FAM, like I had this mentality in my head that I wanted to be the person to go into like the police force and really reform it.
Okay.
Right? Because no one else has ever tried that in their world. Like,
oh yeah, that's never happened before.
Right. So that was my whole thing. So I did criminal justice as my major and sociology as my minor. And I was rocking with it though, like learning about like all the different statutes, learning about all the instances, learning about all the court cases or what have you. They were interesting. And then sociology minor, I love that portion because I feel like I can be an asshole. So I think that helps me be more of an asshole. Because
more or less?
No, definitely more. Because like you can really find the little buttons that pushes people. Okay. I'm pushing the fuck out of that button. but with that, great time in college, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, just partying and what have you, but still getting the grades I need. I think I skated through I ended high school with a 3.3 or 4. I ended college with a 3.0 on the head, right?
When you graduated?
Fucked up freshman year, though.
Oh, okay.
I destroyed freshman year. Like, yeah. Because freshman year was, I don't have a parent. I'm good. Like, I'm out here drinking. Like, oh, shit.
Did you live in like college dorms your first year? Or?
So, first year definitely drank. Definitely college dorms. Definitely on campus. And then right after that, me and my homeboy, because I met like one of my best friends to this day.
Okay.
In the college dorm, like he was right across from me.
Okay.
Shit, right. And so we got an apartment together and we were rocking out. And then from there, I just never went back to like the college dorm life.
No, you shouldn't.
Yeah, I can't. Can't digress.
Worse than California rooms here.
But so graduate. I still have the criminal justice. I never changed my major, and I dove right into it. Right. So now I'm a CO.
What's a CO?
I was a correctional officer.
Oh, corrections officer.
Yeah, I was a correction officer for like a good few months. No. So I think that first instance, I'm not even into like law enforcement like that at all. But I'm seeing like, yo, y'all are y'all are disgusting right now. Right?
Okay.
Yeah, these are people. Like, these are still people.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
You got to treat them a certain way. So I'm seeing how some of the officers are treating some of the
Their mentality.
Yeah, and it's just like, I don't know if you just don't have any power when you're home, or you just like the power trip. But
Napoleon syndrome is what they call it, I think.
Yeah. They're treating them like they're just trash, right? And then certain COs will treat prisoners a certain way, and it's outside of the code, but then you're new, so you have to follow the code. And if you're not following, you can get fired, right?
Wow.
So here I am trying to follow the code. I think I told somebody, I was like, hey, you can't do that. And he was like, well, Captain X, Y, and Z said it's cool.
The captain.
And I was like, whatever.
What are you gonna tell the captain?
Because what am I gonna tell the captain? To the captain. So I did actually like pull it up, like, hey, like, did you tell? And he was like, yeah, no, I told him it's fine. You have to like follow the book to a T. And it's like, yo, if you're doing that, you put my life at jeopardy, because now they think I'm the dickhead, right? And that's not the case. I'm just trying to enforce like what you tell me to enforce. So if I don't know what's going on and you're doing this, I'm doing that, I can get killed in one of these cells.
Yeah.
Right. So I was like, yeah, no, this is not really for me. What really solidified it one day was I was on a 6 to 6 shift, so 6 p.m. to 6 a.m.
Oh, you guys did 12-hour shifts?
Oh my god! But it's like you can have different shifts, but since we were new, we had the 12-hour shifts.
Okay.
So I want to say it was like 3:00 in the morning. I got another CO. We're in that whole little bubble situation, right? So cells all around us, and we could like open and close them. It's like lights out type shit. Well, we're getting ready for lights out.
Okay.
And I can see like somebody signaling. He's like, hey, over here, right? And I was like, I had another coworker in the bubble at the time. I was like, hey, dude, you see what's going on? We're both new, right? And that's like the first flag, because why you have 2 new people in the bubble? You got 2 new people over like 200 people. Like,
oh my goodness,
let's be rash. But anyway, so I signaled to her. I was like, hey, look, like, right? And so I don't want to get out.
Like, so the person that's signaling is
it's a prisoner.
It's a prisoner.
It's a prisoner. Yeah. So I don't want to get out because I don't know the procedure for this, right? And she can't get out because she don't know the procedure for this. So we call someone else, and they're coming over. We let them in. We got to buzz them in, right? So we buzz them in, and then we buzz them into that block. And so I see them go up, and they go up to the shower, and they just hold their mouth, and they're like, "Oh, I don't know. I wonder what happened." Like I'm tired.
Yeah,
so I don't know what the fuck going on.
You're seeing this through a screen.
Yeah, no, I'm seeing it. Like, but it's through windows.
Oh, okay.
So I'm tired. It's 3:00 in the morning. I'm like, what the fuck? You got? Like, what's the So she's on the walkie now, and she's like, hey, we got someone dead in the showers. So now we have everybody rushing to this cell, and then we're opening, closing. You can't open the front door until all doors are closed. So I'm having captains come to the front, go to the middle, come to the front. So someone left the front open, and then I had like the actual captain of the block.
Yeah.
Like, he's banging on the door like, hey, let me in. I'm sitting here like, I can't. The front one's open. I can't. Get on the fucking walkie and talk. You're not gonna yell at me like that, my boy. It's not gonna happen. So after that, I was done.
My God.
But the issue was I was done mentally, but I couldn't get out of it because you have a contract, right?
Oh, yeah, they make you sign the contract, right?
Yeah, since it's through the state, like, you have to sound like, I think it was like a year contract. But thank God I had a bike at the time.
Oh.
And in Tallahassee, right? I didn't know it gets this cold, but I'm on my way to class one morning. So we had classes too for the prison. And so it's like 4:00 in the morning. I have to get there by 6. I'm sliding on the bike. I hit a turn, right? And it was black ice on the floor. I fell.
Oh, no.
I fell on my wrist, right? And the bike fell on my wrist. And here go my dumb ass. I'm like, I'm good. I shake it off, and I pick the bike up, and I slide. So on the way there, I'm feeling my shit pulse. Like, I'm feeling my wrist pulse.
Yeah.
Right? I'm like, oh, yeah, it's all right.
Yeah.
Like, it just hurts. I get there, and my wrist is blown. Like,
it's a marshmallow.
Yeah, it's huge. Right, yeah. So I told the lady, like, hey, listen, I think I got to go to the ER. I don't know what's going on. And they're like, yeah, you probably fractured your wrist. Get to the hospital. They're like, yeah, you fractured it. You fractured. I rolled to work probably like another 25 minutes with a fractured wrist, bro.
Damn.
Yeah. But it got me out of the contract.
Oh, because you can't be working.
I can't work there with a cast on. It all worked out.
It is a blessing in disguise right there.
Absolutely.
So after that, now your contract's over. You're free to go wherever you want.
Mm-hmm.
Where are you going next?
So now that I'm free to go wherever I want, I haven't seen my brothers or my mom in dumb long because she decided to move to Connecticut for whatever reason, right? So since I have a cast on, I was like, I can't really work, right?
Yeah.
So I moved to Connecticut for like a good 2-3 months.
Okay.
Right. And when I'm there, cast come off. What happens? Oh, that's when I work for a gym. Right. So I started working for a gym.
Okay.
Everything is cool. And my homeboy hit me up or probably like close to the last month of me being in Connecticut. He was like,
Okay.
hey, you ever thought about coming to Atlanta?
Yeah.
And I was like, nah, not really.
ATL.
Like, what's up? Yeah. And I was like, nah, not really. What's up? He was working for Apple at the time.
Okay.
Like, I could probably get you a job. And I was like, well, I can't do probably because I'm just picking up. Like, right. I'm just picking up and dipping, right? And he was like, well, I'm really close to the managers. I already told them about you and what have you. Because prior to that, I did have a few jobs in Tallahassee, and a couple of them were in the tech field.
Okay.
Right. So I already had like tech underneath my belt.
Okay.
So that was.
Were these more like entry level jobs?
Oh, they were definitely entry level.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
Like Best Buy type shit.
Okay.
Yeah. So he talks me into it. I go down there, start working with Apple. I'm like getting all this type of knowledge as far as like what Genius Bar does, what the product specialists do, seeing like shadow sessions or what have you, like hearing about all the positions and whatnot. But yeah, that's kind of how I really started diving in the tech world.
So you got the offer.
Yeah.
Moved to Atlanta.
Mm.
What's Atlanta like?
Atlanta is dope. Atlanta is a mixing pot, like a true mixing pot. While yeah, some of the areas might be a little diluted as far as the mixing pot goes, but it's still an interesting spot. Like I would say a lot of the FAMU alumni definitely
are in that area.
And yeah, so even if you didn't know anybody,
you're gonna meet someone.
Right? So I had him, and then I didn't even know I had like a whole diaspora of people to choose from.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Friends that I've been friends with, but I just have not been able to reach out to because you have your own life going on, and then just finding out I knew him, her, him, right, and just like seeing how big my network was. And so when I moved to Atlanta, I was never really like by myself.
You really felt good there.
Yeah, I have my peoples.
Okay.
All right. One thing I did leave out though, what like really kind of like got me into the HR life was while I was in Tally, being in Best Buy, we had our HR rep there.
Oh, okay,
right?
Yeah.
So this HR rep, I would say she's probably more like aligned with like an HR VP because of the fact that she deal with the onboarding, she deal with the pay, she deal with
all aspects of HR.
All aspects of the HR concept. And so sat down with her, talked to her, and like really found out like what it is she did. And that's what put the seed in my head right there.
They're like, I think I want to do this.
Yeah, I was like, damn, I think I can fuck with you.
Okay.
Yeah, so after Apple, I'm getting like little shadow experiences, getting like some recruiting experiences and what have you. And so that started my trek.
The Apple role is I think you told me a little bit about it, but it's like a tech person where you're on the floor.
Yeah, I was like half tech, half sales.
Okay.
You feel me? So I knew everything that was on the floor, and I was also selling to you. So
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah. But you were doing the shadowing for some HR. You already had the idea that you wanted to go into HR or recruiting.
Had the idea.
Okay. And then now you're there. What happens next?
So after I got that experience, I started working with Calendly. Yeah, so Calendly as a product specialist, right? That was tough. Calendly as a product specialist, and I'm basically like just answering questions or what have you through like Zendesk.
Okay.
And then I already have like the HR recruiting experience under my belt, but they didn't really have like anything for me at the time. So I had to like stick with this product specialist.
Okay.
Right. So through Calendly, we're gonna fast forward like probably a year, and then I got reached out by Cvent. Yeah, Cvent is like it's a scheduling software company.
Okay.
All right, so I'm recruiting for them.
Okay, so this is your first official recruiting position.
I wouldn't say first official, but first full time.
Oh, first full time.
Yeah, first full time. I already had the experience.
Yeah.
So first full time, and that's what I'm doing with that. And one of the days I'm at Cvent, and I'm on LinkedIn because I'm a recruiter. So I'm going to LinkedIn. I hear a pink, like, one of my messages come up.
Somebody slid in DMs.
Yeah, someone slid in my DMs. I don't remember who it was, but one of the recruiters hit me up. She was like, hey, are you interested in the new experiences? What you got?
yeah,
what you
yeah,
talking
yeah.
about right now, right? And so she was telling you everything. I think she left out that it was TikTok for a while she was telling me about.
So this was like an
me.
agency recruiter.
Yeah, it is an agency recruiter.
Okay.
Yeah. Because at first they were recruiting me to be a sourcer, right? And she was looking at my resume and she was like, "Yeah, you're not really a sourcer." Because I told her like, "Nah, I'm looking for a full time because it would have been source, would have been contract."
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, if you were already in a recruiter position,
right?
That
And
makes
then
sense.
after that, she was like, "You know what? You're right. Give me a day." She comes back to me. She's like, "Yeah, nah. So they want to interview you for a full time position at TikTok." And I'm like, "Oh shit, TikTok? Where? You lying?" But at this time, like, I'm not really into TikTok because I was never like big on it. So I was like, "All right, let's do it." The entire time, it wasn't something that I had all my eggs in the basket. It was just like, let's see what happens. Right? Experiences are experiences. So by the first interview, they had me locked. Like first interview, I can't remember who it was, but first interview, it was dope. I think it was Caitlin. Came in with the crazy energy. Like I don't know if you ever met Caitlin here, but she is jittery. She is like 4 cups of coffee in type jittery, right? Okay. And she like gave me the entire rundown. I'm saying like, yo,
this is the recruiter kind of call.
Yeah, okay. And I was like, this sounds like a dope experience. And she's telling me about like the actual like concept of TikTok, what it is that we're doing.
Yeah.
You know, like who we're hiring for, the culture of TikTok. And I'm like, that sounds pretty dope. Second call, I'm locked in because they're still hitting me with everything that's going on. Yeah. Like, damn, this sounds like a good company to work for.
Yeah.
All right. And then my last call was the actual hiring manager. It was Bree. She was dope. And then I got the offer call.
Oh, slow down. Okay. So you had your rounds of interviews.
Yeah.
Right after you finish your last round of interviews, what's going through your mind? You're thinking, hey, I'm going to get the job. You're thinking, oh, I bombed that. Like, what do you think? Do you remember?
Last one? No, I remember that shit. Last one, I was iffy. I was like, either I got it or I was close.
Okay.
Because I feel like I was answering every question. You know what I'm saying?
You were giving them the STAR method. You were giving them the impact.
Yeah, diving into it. They would ask me a question. I got you with the story. I'm going to round it back to why you asked me and why I'm the best candidate for this. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like,
okay.
I'm sitting here giving examples. You give me a question, I got an example.
Okay.
Type of thing, right? So I'm really like showcasing, hey, I'm raw.
Okay.
I'm raw. I'm good at what I do.
You about it.
Yeah.
Right. So then they pick up the phone, they dial Otis. Yeah. You pick up. What do they say?
And they were like, it was Brian. He was like, yeah, nah, the team absolutely loved you. Like, it was great. We wanted to give you an offer. And I was like, oh shit. But even in the excitement, like everything hit. And I was like, oh shit, hold on. I got to move to LA.
Oh, that part.
I got to move to LA because I'm in Atlanta.
Yeah. You're enjoying it, obviously.
I was having a ball. Like, all my friends are here. You know, so I got family here. You feel me? So
you have to make the decision between, do I leave what's comfortable, where I'm happy, something to, you know, it's a great opportunity.
Right.
But it's in a whole new city and
entirely new city.
You said you don't have any family here, right?
Nothing.
So I'm just kidding.
It was new. So I was just like, end of the day, that's how I am though. Like I like new experiences. I wanna go like
that's that growth mindset.
Yeah, like I wanna put myself in a different environment to see like how I'm gonna react. See how I really surpass the Otis from last year.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like I wanna see how I can like
new year, new Otis.
Basically, right? So with that, make the move. It hasn't been the easiest, I'm not gonna lie. Like nothing about it has been easy, but adapting is a thing.
You've been adapting a lot.
Oh my God. Have I? To the prices, to the people, to the
people, yes.
To the traffic.
Oh yeah. I think that's a big part of like when you move to LA, like you forget. Like I've been hit with so many, you gotta get this insurance, you gotta pay this tax, you gotta do all. And it's like, damn.
Right. Yeah,
leave me alone for a second. Let me take it in.
Not used to it.
But the weather's good. The weather's good.
It's raining out there.
Maybe not the best time to say that, but
it's a little gamey right now. But yeah, nah.
So now you're here. Obviously, you move out. You've been here a couple weeks, couple days, and you decide to go back. You told me.
Yeah. So when I first came out, I didn't have my own spot. Right. I was staying with one of my friend's family members because he told me like, yeah, he has his uncle lives out here, what have you, and I was like, all right, bet, free room. Let me scope it out, see what's going on. I got there, bro. That free room was not worth it. The Wi-Fi was spotty. You know what I'm saying? They had the windows open the entire time because there was no AC in there.
Yeah.
So mosquitoes just like flying in and out. Bro, I woke up, right? I woke up out my sleep thinking, yo, this shit has bed bugs or something like the bed I'm sleeping on.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And then when I said bed bugs, bro, so I turned on the light, bro. I'm seeing like an army of mosquitoes
Oh my God.
in the room. And I was like, bro, I was covered in lights. I was covered in. So the next day I hit up Brian. I was like, nah, not Brian. I hit up Caitlin. I was like, hey, listen, I don't want to be unprofessional, but I need to go back to Atlanta for like another month or two. Let me just like get my stuff together and really come back out here because I can't live in these conditions.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And they were very receptive. They were like, you know what? Okay, we get it. You're coming to a new spot. As long as you like come by this time. They gave me a deadline.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Come by this time, we're good. Because bro, I couldn't do it. Like the kitchen was dirty.
I think people sometimes forget like peace of mind is a big thing.
Oh, it's huge.
And
bro.
having your own space, once you've been exposed to having your own space, or once you've had that kind of living situation,
right,
it's very difficult to go back. I don't know how you feel about it,
bro. No, absolutely. Because even now I have roommates, and it pisses me off every day. Like I like just being able to roam around my crib and not having to say good morning because I don't want to, right? Because I just want to.
Because maybe it isn't a good morning.
Right. You chilling, like like having to share a space, having to share a kitchen area. You know what I'm saying? Like you can't just get up and cook whenever you want to because somebody might be in the kitchen.
I cook late, so yeah.
Yeah, nah. So did that. Came back, I got a spot. It was a lot better. Peace of mind was there. It was close to the office, not too bad. Wi-Fi was jumping.
That's good. As a recruiter, I think it's only fitting that we start with this question. Tell me about yourself.
Also, to tell you about myself, it is I'm quiet. But only quiet when I don't know what's really going on because I like to take in the atmosphere.
Okay.
So I want to see exactly where I am before I really open up. And even then, I'm gonna be seclusive. Not seclusive. What's I'm good for? Selective. Excuse me. As far as like how much I really show myself because I still don't understand who might be around me.
Okay.
Right. So I do like gauging situations, and I feel like that's helped me as a recruiter because all we're doing is gauging situations. You're gauging it from the entire interview process, from the first conversation to the last conversation. Is this going to be someone that we can really invest in, or is this going to be someone that's the downfall of the entire like department? Right. So I think that's helped. And then while it might not look like it, because people like to say I'm mean. I'm not. I do like having a conversation, right? If the conversation,
no, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding.
Bro. But if the conversation is like something that I can really dive into, or if I see that you actually have some type of like substance behind you, and you're not really asking a question, just asking me a question, I will definitely dive into a conversation.
Yeah. Okay. But how many times have you heard that, or do people? Why do you say that? People think that you're mean. Like, have people told you straight up, like, hey, bro, I thought you were mean, or what?
I mean, a great example was Lisa the other day, right? When we went out with Lisa, and she was like, oh, well, if I didn't talk to Otis, he probably wouldn't have talked to me. She was absolutely fucking correct. she was absolutely correct. Because it's like, yes, you're my coworker. I may ask you questions from here on, you know what I'm saying? Like here and there.
Work stuff, yeah.
Work stuff. But when it comes to like opening up at work, I'm not really privy on it. Only because people are shitty, bro. People are shitty. They will utilize anything that you say and it's like take it back to someone else. Well, I'm not gonna say everyone has like that type of intent. You never know.
Yeah, I think you see too many like not you specifically, but you hear about it too often,
Absolutely.
right?
Absolutely.
So that definitely makes sense. Now, based off that, right, going into now as a recruiter and now doing that and going into that space, understanding that, you know, things like that can happen.
Right.
What would be a tip for young recruiters that are coming into the game?
Ooh, young recruit. Know how to ask questions. Yeah, I think that would be a big one. Know how to ask questions, because there will be a lot of situations. Like, I used to shadow people like before I came to TikTok, right, and like help other like new recruiters on the team, like really like ramp up on their ramp up period. I used to shadow them and see how they ask questions, and some of the ways that they would ask it is very close ended. Right. So the candidate's not really able to expound on their experience or expound on like what it is that the recruiter is actually looking for. So at that point in time, one or two things are going to happen. The recruiter's going to say, oh, it was a stretch to pull out answers for X, Y, and Z. Or they're going to say that they were short-winded and weren't really interested. And that's not the case.
Yeah.
You're just not really pulling out the correct
you're not asking the right questions.
Exactly. So if you're not doing that, then you're killing the process from the jump. This could be the best candidate ever, but you're not asking the correct questions. You're asking yes or no. You don't want a yes or no. You want a yes and. You want the expansion. You feel me? But that's number one. Number two is don't be scared to be transparent. Why are you lying to these people? Like they're gonna get into it, and now they're gonna see you're full of shit.
Otis was lying. Nah, I'm just
they're gonna see you full of shit, and now it's like, yeah, cool. You got that offer signed. Beautiful. You got the first onboard day. By the first week, they're gone because you lied to them. Don't lie.
Be honest with you.
Yeah, exactly. If you know for a fact your salary band is like $30,000 to $40,000, why are you telling them that you can get them $100,000? Don't do that. Don't do that. So be very transparent. The process is two ways. You want to trust that the person on the other line is really telling you their experience, and the person on the other line is also trusting you that you're telling the experience of the company, what they'll be diving into, because this is someone's future.
Yeah,
you know, it's an investment.
That's true.
So be transparent.
It's their livelihood, essentially.
Absolutely.
So I want to dive in a little bit into kind of what you mentioned is like transparency on both sides, right? With all the layoffs that are going on right now, obviously you see a lot of people posting on LinkedIn, like I had this experience, I had that experience, a lot of negativity,
right?
And bad experiences from just like people that just are down bad right now, and like they're thinking like, hey, is the tech field still something that I want to go into? What would you say to those folks that maybe are having doubts about working in the tech space? Like, because obviously there's a lot of.
That's a good one.
You know?
Yeah. As far as the tech space goes,
that's good questions right there.
No,
Prime
That
example.
was a great question. As far as the tech space goes, I'm going to say that one's never going to be concrete. It's not, because what's one thing that you see a lot when people are telling you you should like learn this trade? It's coding, right? So with coding, that's going to be all data analysts.
Yeah.
And as a tech-based world, you're looking for software engineers, machine learning engineers, you look for data analysts. They come a dime a dozen at this point, right? Because everybody realizes if we're going into tech, you need to have this trade, right? So what companies are going to do and see is the fact that, yeah, we may have a loyal data analyst, but if we lay them off now and then bring someone else in at a lower price point, is better for the company. So it's kind of hard to say that there is that diamond in the rough at this point in time when it comes to knowing for a fact that you have job security.
Yeah, yeah.
But what I will say is TikTok USDS, because we're building out and we got to build out because the government said so. So we have job security, but no, tech overall is always going to be. It's always going to be a Russian roulette. I'm going to say tech, and what's that other one that comes with stocks? The stock market.
The stock market.
Right? When people work in the stock exchange.
Yeah.
Yeah, both companies, both departments,
both
on
industries,
the same playing field. Yeah, both industries on the same playing field, because nothing about it is going to be guaranteed. Nothing at all. Right? You could lose stakeholders tomorrow. You'll never know.
Yeah.
Right? Stocks can drop tomorrow. You'll never know. It's really just it's a shot in the dark. It's beautiful when it's going good, but it can get real shitty real fast.
Yeah. That's
so
true.
I don't know. I can't even like give them the benefit of the doubt. It's like you'll always have job security.
Yeah.
No, absolutely not. I can't. Nah.
So I saw this TikTok. It was an old TikTok, but it was pretty much talking about Jim Carrey and his dad. It's gonna be kind of weird. You're gonna be like, what does this even have to do with what we're talking about?
Yeah, bring it back.
But
I don't
but I think it's very relevant to a lot of people today. Is like Jim Carrey's dad was like, I think, an accountant or something like that, and his dad was always telling him like, oh, you need to study, you need to do this so that you can have a good job, get good pay, and have a good stable, job security. Come to find out, like, his dad's about to get close to retirement, maybe like couple more years, and his dad then gets laid off or gets fired, something like that. And because of that, like, then his dad ended up like having to kind of start from the bottom again, work his way up again. But it was a struggle, right? So it was pretty much, he was saying like, you should always be chasing after what you love and what makes you happy, what you're passionate about.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because even if you go after something safe and secure, you can still fail. So might as well fail at something that you actually like, right?
I support that.
So I think that's kind of what you were saying. Like, whatever it is that you're going to be in, the stock market, tech, right? It has that ability to go down. But if you really are about it, you're going to be continuing working in the space.
Oh yeah, no, absolutely. Okay, I see where you're going with it. Yeah, no, most definitely. Because let's say you are passionate about being a project manager and you get laid off. That's still something that you want to do. So instead of letting that shit deter you, you're going to keep pushing and get back in that space because that's something that you're passionate about. So yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, because I think all the folks what I'm seeing on LinkedIn now is like every day is like they start their own passion project, or like hey, you know what? I got laid off, and I was looking for a job for a year, 6 months, whatever the time being was. And now I'm going to switch over and I'm going to do something for myself and start my own company, things like that. And obviously they have the skill sets, they've gotten it right. So I think that's what makes a lot of sense. My follow-up to that, I guess, to that question would be for you, for people that are interested in recruiting, because I think a lot of people are interested in recruiting, they're people persons, right? Like, so what are some other things that they can do right now if they're not actively recruiting? What are some things that will still show that they have that skill set?
The recruiting potential.
Yeah.
When it comes to being a recruiter, I would say some soft skills and hard skills would be, definitely being a people person, having a grasp on processes, right? Because that's all recruiting is. It's just one big process, and then get into it. It's a smaller process on the smaller process. So definitely having an understanding of processes, having an understanding of decorum, right? And what you can and cannot share with all departments, knowing when you're able to share files with coworkers, what have you. So that would go into
like data security,
administrative
duties.
Yeah. So you have to be able to understand like what departments really mesh with each other, right? And then you have to be able to differentiate when you have to bring a stakeholder in versus when you don't. Right. So your stakeholders are going to be your hiring managers, they're going to be the HR business person, they're going to be the performance and incentive team. Right. So that administrative duty is definitely going to play a heavy marker on you being a successful recruiter. Right. Because if you have that administration down, you're able to not only demand from your hiring managers, but really assist them. Because they can always tell you what they're looking for.
Yeah.
But you as a recruiter, you have to sit down, take what it is that they're asking you for, and then like let them know, hey, listen, that's unrealistic. We can't do that.
It's not happening.
Let's double down on something else because that's not, we're not going to get that person, right? So you have to be able to really showcase your administrative skills in that point. And then if you're not going to really double down on the administration portion, I would say project management.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of people transition into that.
Yeah, because that's all it is. As recruiting, you're working on one big project. Whether you're helping the data team, whether you're helping the client services team, it doesn't matter. Everything is just always going to boil down to project management. You want to make sure that you know where the head count is. You want to
Mhm.
make sure you know who's sitting where. You want to make sure that teams are collaborating correctly, so that job security is always a thing, right? And yeah, product management and administration skills are going to be the top two for me. If you were to have anything, that's what you would need. Of course, people, the people pleaser, the people person is definitely going to be someone that like really shines bright through everyone else. But
But if the people person doesn't have those two skill sets,
you're trash.
they're not gonna
You're
succeed.
trash.
Okay, cool, cool.
You're not
So those are the
winning.
things that you want to work on, things that
Yeah,
want to keep you within that realm. Okay.
absolutely.